And good evening and welcome into TSSR Game Time Live. Getting ready for Cyclones taking on the United Red Storm here this evening. And I'm joined, as always, by John Burton, capable cameraman. And John, tonight, the JVs had a little bit of a break here with the tournament at Brown County, but ready to get back after it for this first stream here tonight. And we'll see how they come out after a tough game with the Illini West a week ago Saturday.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, JV's first game in about a week or two now, so they're going to be trying to get back into the groove of things here against United Red Storm. So we'll see how they can get things going, hopefully get the ball rolling early, and they can build on something and maybe come out here with a win tonight.
JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. We're going to stop off for just a moment. Thanks some of our very fine folks. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Back here in the Red Storm, appropriately attired in red. That would be very coincidental, as the red with the white numerals trimmed in black here this evening. The Cyclones in the home whites with the black numerals trimmed in silver. And really neat uniforms. I know when I was washing my daughters at home the other night, I noticed and thought those are pretty darn neat. They're or I guess you would say snazzy, cool. I'm not sure what words the kids use now, John. I'm a little out of touch on that.
They look nice. I think these are brand new jerseys this year, actually, aren't they?
That is quite correct, sir.
Yeah.
As they are brand new uniforms here, and like I said, welcome in. Feels like we've been a while. Not a lot of home games on the docket for the Cyclones this year. In fact, 6 in total here this season for the Cyclones. A lot of tournaments and on-the-road action here. Of course, we'll be here for all the home games. And I know Mr. Kenny Suter will be here tomorrow night for boys basketball action. I'll check that. And one part of our halftime job is to tell you a little bit about what the schedule is going on. I know there's a junior high boys basketball going on as well. Lindsey Dunn will jump it up. And the starters tonight for the Red Storm, Robinson, Flynn, Austin, Penn, and Brunswick. As tip's going to be gathered up, taken there by Brunswick. Hands off to Flynn, and Flynn starts the offense. Out top for Brunswick. Couple of dribbles around to the far side. Nice job by Lindsey Dunn getting in front, and then slipping in and good is Robinson as she slipped behind Cyclone defender. And now quickly they'll break the press. Bell Petty drives in. Flips it up and good. And when I say flipped it, I wasn't kidding, John.
No, and quick start here for both teams as we saw United able to get a nice find on the roller there, get an easy look at the rim, and then I believe that was Jersey Brown getting it to Bell Petty, break the press and get an easy layup on that end. We'll see another shot at the rim here. It's going to go off the back iron and tipped out of bounds. It'll be West Prairie basketball.
Hey, aren't you doing my job?
I'm just picking up for you, Greg. That's all.
There's a lot of people that do that on a daily basis. Brown gets it in and bring it up against the pressure. Man pressure. And tried to throw it to Dunn. Dunn able to get it. Got to hurry. 10-second count's coming. Phelps now with it. Little dribble. Picked up her dribble to Dunn. And that's a 10-second call. And we've got a timeout called by Grant Bland. I have a feeling I know what he's going to talk about. Looked honestly, John, like a zone press, which you have to approach a lot differently then a man-to-man press.
Yeah, and we've seen so far this season for the Cyclones team, they've had some troubles when those teams slap the zones on. Obviously, in the Brimfield game, the first game of the year, they were in a press for most of the game, and Westbury had a hard time breaking it. We saw a nice pass there from Jersey Brown in the first play of the game when Bell Perry was able to flip it up and in. We'll see if they can continue to do that and maybe figure out a way to get around this press.
For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by mail. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville, just one of our many fine sponsors. Okay, now I've changed my mind. It is a man press. And really on a man press, you get the ball in, you tell everybody else, get out of there.
Yeah, just get into the hands of your best ball handler and let them try to get around. As you see Jersey Brown trying to break it here past the Page Kitch.
And got to keep dribbling. You can't pick up your dribble there. Now up to Petty. Petty dribbling on the sideline, holds it up, comes to Dunn. Dunn gives a look from the high post, back out to Kitch. And now a double high post, actually a 1-4 set. As Brown comes over to Petty. Fired it kind of off the head of Brunswick. Stolen back there by Flynn, and Flynn on the run, lays it up, lays it in. Biscuit in the basket, and it's 4-2 Red Storm. Kitch looking to bring it in. Into Dunn in the corner. And again, now this is where you got to get out of there. Phelps going to dribble in, spins, bounces to Dunn. And they'll set the offense now, that high 1-4 set. You'll hear Grant Bland call continuous. Hobb in the lane for Brown from Kitch, gets blocked. A nice block there by Flynn. Fight for it on the floor, going to bounce it out to Robinson, and she'll bounce back to Flynn, and off they go. 4-2 lead here for the Red Storm. 4:40 clock rolling, first quarter of play. Penn with a drive in the lane stolen away, and Jersey Brown has it. She'll push. Drive in lane against Robinson, slows it up, puts it up, and puts it in.
Nice crossover there on the fast break by Jersey Brown. She was able to flip that one up and in for two.
And now Flynn will defend. Walder out of there. Robinson come back the other way, and I think we had a little confusion. Yeah, a foul called. Foul be whistled on Jersey Brown. That'll be her first. Subbing in Cameron Anderson. Also coming in for the Red Storm, Rosie Flynn and Addison Gillen. And the coach couldn't decide who was in, out. 4-4 tie here in this first quarter as they'll trigger in. Looking. Cyclones doing a nice job defensively, and a 5-second call, John.
Yeah, good defense there on the inbound play. Was able to stick with their man, guarded them well, and was able to get the 5-second in the turnover.
Kitch looking to bring it in again into Brown. And lobs it up. Nice full court lob to Dunn. Dunn in the lane. Puts it up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Anderson. And back they will come in. A hurry up the court is Emma Austin. Drive in the lane, putting it up and in. And on the way was Gillen. Fight for it underneath the basket. Kitch and Rosie Flynn were tied up with it. There's a Katie and a Rosie. 4-4 tie, 3:52 first quarter. Kitch with the inbounds. And two Cyclones ran into each other, into Petty. Petty looking, fires it up the court to Dunn. Dunn nearly had it picked away, but stepped on the sideline as she went to get it. And a lot of that is, John, you just got to relax because you have 10 seconds is a world of time.
Yeah, the Cyclones here early forcing a lot of passes as we've seen there up the court. You really just got to take your time with these presses and try to get the ball out of the hands of the other team. And they just been looking a little bit lost here. We'll see if they can get it figured out and start rolling here.
Nice job by Phelps to cut that one off, and then they threw it off the foot of Ava Anderson. So Cyclones will bring it again, still tied 4-4. Inbounds to Brown. Brown Looks over, gets it to Kitch. Kitchener lost it back to Brown. Now she breaks contain. Lobs it up to Phelps. Phelps in the lane, missed it. That might be one for Mr. Castleberry. Now dribbling out of there is Rosie Flynn. Up quickly, putting it up and in is Emma Austin. 6-4 lead. Red Storm, Phelps with it, dribbling up the far side, switches in. Tried to bounce it down to Petty, couldn't do it. And then commits the cardinal sin of compounding the mistake with a foul. And as I always say during the broadcast, folks, yep, we'll talk about that at home. Yep, that one's mine, so we'll talk about it. She loves riding home with me in the van. Emma Austin will give it over for Rosie Flynn. Rosie Flynn was swinging it over to Anderson. Anderson down on the sideline, bobble. And the Red Storm will recover it. Now watching kind of a motion offense. A simple pass, pick away. Now bounce it up top to Anderson. Cameron Anderson dribbling on Paige Kitch. Stops there on the far side, about the L. Now they're going to try to load it in the post, loading for Ava Anderson. Finds her in the corner. And Phelps going to probably get a time on the bench as with 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. And we've got a timeout called. I believe it is one of the mask timeouts. So 6-4 lead here for the Red Storm. 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to step aside for just a moment on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are gonna watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
Like a huge weight lifted.
And we are back here, a hearty but sparse crowd. As we get along here, and John, still that press bothering the Cyclones just a little bit. They're going to have to adjust. I mean, really just a few basic passes and cuts. I see Madison Richmond in the game. Go ahead with that point.
Yeah, and Cyclones really here early have just been looking to get the ball in, and then that player has just almost been making like a Hail Mary pass down to the end of the court. It's worked a couple of times for him, but I imagine that United here is going to make some changes and probably put an end to that. So they're going to have to try to figure out something here to break this press.
Bring the ball in is Alexa Anderson for the Red Storm. So they've switched a bunch back in. Ball falling on there by Katie Flynn, and they're going to call a jump ball. Nice job by Madison Richmond to jump in there and get a hold of it. Now bring it in again from underneath the basket. 2:16 left to go here first quarter. Inbounds comes. They look, they look, they look. Bounce and a nice cut there. Shot missed, and Petty with it. It's above her head, gives it to Brown. Brown picked up immediately by Katie Flynn.
And we had the buzzer going off here unintentionally. So we're gonna have
I think we got somebody new doing that, and that happens. So you got to be a little patient with it. As sometimes that that does happen. Happens when you get.
Could prove to be all right for West Prairie, though, as they're going to be able to take the ball out on the sideline instead of having to go the entire court on this press.
Well, hey, whatever works. Kitch to the inbounds to Brown in the backcourt. She'll fake, dribble down the right side, come to Petty. Petty going to turn, nearly fell with it, throws it away, and picking it up is Katie Flynn. Katie Flynn has somebody open, dribbling up and putting it in. Dropping it home is Alexa Anderson. Seems like we have a plethora of Andersons. 8-4 lead, Red Storm. Dunn trying to dribble, gives it over to Kitch. Now they'll work it across to Lindsay and back to her as they head across the court. Brown will reset the offense. Over to Petty. Petty dribbled it off her foot. And then Knight did a nice job, was able to throw it off of Emmerich Houston. And Ryland Toops in there as well, as Coach Olson's using everybody. If he keeps going, he's going to put fans in there. Brown pops up the shot, no good. Rebound chase pulled down there by Alexa Anderson. And Richmond does a nice job tying her up. Possession arrow, give it over to the Cyclones.
Nice play there from Richmond to stick with that play and able to get her hands on the ball and get the possession back over to West Prairie.
Kitch brings it in from the far sideline into Brown. Brown a fake to Petty. Petty will put it up. Hits off the front of the rim. Rebound scooped down there by Houston. And Houston leading the charge, fires it quickly out to Anderson. Shot up, no good. Rebound tipped and scooped up by Katie Flynn. She'll dribble toward the middle. Kick it out for Alexa Anderson. Guarded tightly there by Richmond as they wheel around with under a minute left to go here, first quarter. Shot up and on the way, no good there by Houston. And they'll pull down the rebound once again. Pass, though, is stolen away from Camille Anderson by Lindsey Dunn. And here comes Brown up to Petty. Petty for Dunn. Dunn holds. Out to Brown. Brown dribbling down the lane. Bounce out to Petty. And as it's stolen away, Richmond going to give chase as they'll dribble up. And nice job by Madison Richmond. She's supplied a little spark off the bench as she blocked Houston, John.
Yeah, and she's had two nice plays here coming off the bench. You see the block there, and just a minute ago had their hands on the jump ball and got the possession back to West Prairie. So we'll see if she can continue to have the defensive impact that she's had so far.
25 seconds and clock rolling here. Ball taken away by Brown. Threw it away. She's trying to get it up to Dunn. Right back comes the Red Storm. Works it out top for Cameron Anderson. Now in the lane. Katie Flynn with it. Puts it up. Won't get it to go. Dunn did a nice job there getting up for the rebound. She'll bounce it off to Brown once again. And that's the end of the first quarter of play with our score 8-4, the lead for the United Red Storm. Again, thank you for tuning in here tonight. Our second feels like the first because it definitely feels like the first, John, because we had such a big, long gap in between the two. As we, it's been kind of a weird season. The girls don't have a lot of, I think, 6 total home games. So you're going to be, in fact, I was looking, you and I don't have a broadcast together again till the 13th of December.
Wow.
So kind of a long gap back and forth in between there.
Said the girls don't have very many home games either, and the boys actually don't have very many home games this year either.
It's a road-heavy schedule. And you caught me wetting my whistle. Those playing the home game consume. As also want to thank our very fine sponsors of TSSR Game Time Live. They include this West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone Fiber Internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning-fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems in the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street. Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For all your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow their Facebook page for updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Thank you for voting. The McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center is best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and again in 23. Convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. Glad you're alongside tonight. Give us a shout out wherever you're listening to us from. We'll set lineups for you in a moment. Katie Flynn driving down the lane, puts up shot, no good. Rebound. Also into the game, Taylor Anderson. She misses. Fight for it under the basket. And Katie Flynn pulls it out of there. Out top, they'll bring it. Shot on the way, and good. The floater by Robinson.
Nice move there by Robinson. Able to get that step through and the floater to go up and down. Real nice footwork there inside.
And now Jersey Brown with it, works it up the court, pulls up. She's joined by Lindsay Powell, Madison Richmond, and Janie Phelps. Phelps going to have to be careful. She's got the 2 fouls, dribbles up, puts up shot. A little short. Put a little more muscle into it. Rebound, Ava Anderson down there with it, and they'll rip it up the court quick. Elena Penn. Nice job by Powell cutting her off. Swinging over to Katie Flynn to Robinson. Robinson holds. Now it goes out top. Dribbling in and putting it up and rolling it home is Elena Penn. And Grant Bland has seen enough. He doesn't like the defense. 12-4. The lead now for the Red Storm, United Red Storm. 6-minute mark here of the second quarter. And again, tune in tomorrow night. I know the Cyclones will be at home. I guess I'm going to be a guest star going when the ladies play Bushnell.
Really?
Heading up that way, yeah.
Yes. That's it. I think it'll be myself and Kenny Suter here tomorrow night for the boys' game. I think that might be the only boys' game that I'm doing this year, actually.
Really?
I think one John Reynolds is actually going to be doing some of the camera work and color commentary.
Well, I feel special now. As you can tell, folks, we do like to have fun with these broadcasts. I say I'm a professional broadcaster, but not very professional. Semi-professional. No, I just hope you do like and enjoy listening in to us here and tuning in. I'm an old radio guy. I'll say listening. I mean watching us here. And again, please give us a shout out to where you are watching us from, whether it's the Monmouth area, whether it's wherever you are. Just give us a shout out. You can do it on our chat feature on YouTube. And we'd love to have you tell us where you're tuning us in and turning us on. Janie Phelps will trigger it inbounds. It's to Brown. And again, this is where somebody's got to be safety valve. Everybody else has got to get out of there. Phelps will look to bring it up the court. And had it tipped away. But that's a little more what you need to do, John. You got to get it and go and get away from the double team, but you got to give everybody some space. Brown with it, near side, dribbling in the lane, puts up shot, gets it to stick. Jersey Brown gets the Cyclones on the board in the second quarter as they cut it to 12-6. Now Katie Flynn joined out there by Robinson, also by Ava Anderson. Elena Penn. As the pass comes in the lane and tipped away and out of bounds off the hands of Flynn and out. And it'll be Cyclone basketball. To Dunn. Jumped at by Penn. Dunn being patient. Good job there by Brown. And again, I said, there we go. Much better. Richmond down the lane, lost the handle, but tipped out of bounds by United. But a much better job, John, attacking the middle and getting people out of the way so they can trigger it in.
Yeah.
Phelps,
I was just going to say, it didn't result in points there, but definitely improvement from the first quarter as looks like Phelps is going to throw that one out of bounds. And it'll be United ball. But again, West Prairie did a much better job there breaking the press. It didn't result in any points, but that's definitely a change that Coach Bland made in between quarters here.
And a couple more substitutions. Rosie Flynn. And also checking back in, Emma Austin. I think we have 38 Andersons on this United roster. There's at least 4. I thought there were 62, but I may have been off 1 or 2. Outside to Rosie Flynn. And now in the lane, dribbling with it, it's Amber Brunswick. She'll shoot shot high off the glass. The kiss will drop in for a 14-6 lead. Madison Richmond looking to bring it in bounds, has it tapped away, and we're going to have a foul underneath. And I have a good idea who that's on, and I was correct. So Janie Phelps will pick up her 3rd personal foul, 3rd on the team, as Paige Kitch and Belle Petty will come in. Lindsey Dunn will go out, and now they'll trigger it in bounds. Brunswick looking to bring it in. Gets it into the corner. Holding on to it is Austin. Austin out top. They'll swing it over to Robinson. She'll fake drive lane. Put it up and put it in. Slicing through that Cyclone defense like butter. And now back come the Cyclones. Petty with it on the far sideline. Went to shoot it. Nope. Gets it into Richmond. And she'll be tied up for the jump ball. Possession error to the Cyclones. 16-6, 4:31 left to go here, second quarter. Kitch with the inbounds. Kitch having trouble. Better get it into Powell. Out top for Petty. Petty a fake, dribbling down, hands out to Powell. Powell pulls up, throws it to Brown. There's Brown out top. Richmond give it a pick. And kind of a weird overload as the pass stolen away. Dribbling up with it is Rosie Flynn. Puts it up and in. Yes! And it counts. As Lindsay Powell will give the foul. So the 2 is good, and now up at the free throw line will be Rosie Flynn. And the free throw no good. Rebound, though, put up, and another foul on West Prairie. That is their 5th on the team, none on United so far. Powell with her 2nd. Couple of bang-bang fouls there. As free throw on the way, good. And it's a good shot by Penn there. I do believe NASA tracked that on the radar. Got a lot of arc on it. Whatever works. And that we're going to hit hard off the back. Bounce twice. Rebound fought for. I think that is Brunswick who put it up and put it in. Says, got your back, partner. And now makes it 21-6 here. Petty dribble into the backcourt. Trying to get her head up. Double teamed as it's stripped away by Robinson. Robinson driving in the lane, whips it. And now they're going to reset it. Rosie Flynn out to Penn. Penn driving through the lane, puts it up and gets fouled. And John, here the Cyclones on a little bit of a fouling spree. And it's just one of those things, got to move your feet.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a little bit of frustration as they've been turning the ball over quite a bit here in the second quarter, at least compared to the first quarter, and haven't been able to close out possessions, get rebounds, and that's one thing that can add up. And as you can see here, I mean, free throws make a difference, Greg.
They sure do. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help you protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Yetter Farm Equipment, with facilities in Colchester and Macomb, Illinois, is an agriculture equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. And I'll tell you what, folks, if you enjoy TSSR Game Time Live being on the air, well, tell you what, we always need a little help. Always looking for fine businesses to advertise during our broadcast. So all you have to do is look up Dwayne, D-E-W-A-I-N, Hewlett, H-U-L-E-T-T, on Facebook. You can look up me, Greg Phelps, and we'll be glad to get you help on the way there. I can put you in contact with Dwayne. So would love to have some of our fine advertisers. Would love to add a few more here to our broadcast. Also like to have fun suggestions in that. And also critical suggestions. We take those too. We do take those because we get those once in a while. But would love definitely to have a lot of folks listening in. If you'd like to be a part of our broadcast, we would love to add you on to here a list of fine sponsors. Be a 30-second ad or a live read.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, those are the people that keep these broadcasts going.
Exactly, they do. So, yeah, look for us here around the area. And Penn at the free throw line once again. That one gets the shooter's roll and makes it 22-6. Lindsey Dunn will check in if it's a make. Free throw on the way. Good. Dunn will check in. Richmond goes out. 23-6 lead here for the Red Storm. Kitch looks, and now they're going to throw the home run ball out to Jersey Brown. Brown had to catch up with it, puts it up, missed it, and the rebound snapped up there by Robinson. Robinson leading the charge, has Penn ahead, lobs it to her. She'll put it up, she'll miss it, and a fight for the rebound. Brunswick pulls it out in the corner. Thought the three, now does, a little bit long. As Powell Penn goes to the basket, misses it, gets it back, and is fouled. And if I am not mistaken, that is 3 on Powell.
And again, these fouls just starting to pile up for the Cyclones here as the game is really starting to get away from them here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's the 8th team foul on the Cyclones. Penn dribbling, ready to put it up and on the way. He missed that one. As Bob Euchre used to say, just a bit wide. Or just a bit outside. Second one up and on the way. It is good. And we're going to have a line shift coming up here in just a moment. Kitch throws it into Brown. Brown looking to dribble. Nearly traveled, gives it over to Petty. Petty gets across half court, nearly lost it. And now Robinson ties her up. Possession error will say Red Storm ball. 24-6. 3 minutes left to go here, second quarter. And coming in, Alexa Anderson. Also in the ball game, Emma Austin, joined by Cameron Anderson, Addison Gillen, and also out there, I got Alexa, losing track of my Andersons. In the corner, shot on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulling it down there is Cameron Anderson. And they will dribble it out of bounds as Emma Austin is going to the corner. Dunn holds on, double team, bounces back to Kitch, showing a little patience up to Brown. Brown fakes up to Petty, and they break the press just like that. Petty dribbling down, loops up, shot, no good. Rebound tipped, and into the hands of Cameron Anderson. She'll rather picking Anderson. I'm probably going to be correct. Or if I say Anderson, I'm probably going to be correct. As they bounce it down, working up for Houston. And now heading right to the basket, putting it up, and no good was Emmerich Houston. Out to Bell Petty. Petty leads charge for the Cyclones as we roll down to 2 minutes left in the first half. As Jersey Brown holds, we're working out top here now. Kind of a 1-3-1 look for the Cyclones. Petty driving baseline is going to get bumped, blocked, and fouled by Cameron Anderson. You know, the nightmare scenario, John, was to put all 4 Andersons out there on the floor at once. That for a broadcaster, that absolute nightmare scenario. Inbounds comes from Kitch. Petty, couple of dribbles out to Brown up top. And the Cyclones will look to get something going as Brown will look to go left, fires it back right to Petty. She'll dribble down, the floater, no good. And the rebound snapped up by Addison Gillen. Gillen pushing it up as Emma Austin up ahead. And the Red Storm lead it 26-6. And back they come the other way. Cyclones go up, and that's going to be Cameron Anderson with the foul. Minute 25, buck 25 left to go here in the second quarter. Inbounds to Brown. Dunn has it tapped away and stolen as Austin will charge up the far side of the court, kick it out in the corner. Now up top and on the way, long two as she had a foot on the line was Cameron Anderson. And the Cyclones rebound. Kitch to Brown. And now we go under a minute left to go here, first half. Brown down to the far corner as it tapped and stolen away. Rolling out of there with it is Emma Austin. In the lane, layup is good. 28-6. Kitch gonna bring it into Brown. Brown, couple of dribbles over to Kitch. Kitch dribbling back to Brown. Over to Petty, and they'll work the near side now. Petty comes back to Brown. Brown gonna look to drive in, nearly lost it, now does. And pulling out of there with it is Austin once again. Austin all the way up the court. And either Dunn or Powell gives foul, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a lot of times the case. It's actually Dunn that got called for the foul because that would have been 4 on Lindsey Powell. Up to the free throw line. Steps Emma Austin. That's a 9th team foul on the Cyclones. Free throw is no good. Lindsey Powell and Jersey Brown will go out as Janie Phelps and Madison Richmond check in here for the last 25 seconds of this half. Austin spots it up. Ready to put it on the way. Free throw is no good. The rebound tapped around, and they recover it. Emmerich Houston up top. Dribble, kick out to the corner. Bounce over for Gillen, and we have a shot in the lane. Nice job getting it in there on the bounce to Gillen. And that's Dunn's second. As foul problem is going to be an issue for the Cyclones. And up to the free throw line, Addison Gillen with 12 seconds left. First one is no good. A little hard off the heel of the rim.
Hey, nothing's easier, right? Make sure we know who we got. 12 seconds, no fouls. Right, no fouls, move your feet, but make sure we know who we got.
Ready's the second one. Up and on the way, and an air ball. Cyclones will bring it in here. Kitch triggers in, 12.7 seconds left to go. Inbounds to Petty. Petty turns, looks up to Phelps. Phelps will secure, dribbles it up, and tried to push it up to Lindsey Powell. Fight for it. On the floor, Phelps has it. And now out to Petty. Petty looking, goes to put it up at the buzzer, no good. And at the end of one half of play, it is 28-6 in favor of the Red Storm of United. That'll send us into our halftime period. As we'll step in and play a couple sponsor ads, we'll just kind of let the camera go here. No real program on our halftime show. And John, a lot to talk about in the locker room for the Cyclones.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing that I saw there in the second quarter was just the inability to close out possessions. Cyclones were able to force misses, but it doesn't do much good when you can't grab the rebound. Too many second chance points, and it's led to a big lead here for United. So we'll see if they can sure some things up and come out here in the second half and look to be competitive.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Got it.
If you want a wide shot at bathroom real quick, that's what I do. And we are back here, and John, I know one of the things I'm sure Coach Grant Bland talking about in the halftime period is move your feet a little bit. I know that's one of the things he's got to be talking about with these girls is move your feet, because they picked up a lot of fouls, and the Red Storm just get into the basket way too often.
Yeah, the West Prairie really didn't have that much foul trouble there at the end of the first quarter, but some mood change there in the second quarter, and they picked up a lot in a hurry there, and it resulted in quite a few free throws for this Red Storm team, and they were able to capitalize on most of those. So, I mean, you take free throws out of the equation, and we're looking at a different ball game, but here we are. So I guess we'll see if West Prairie can make some changes and start to cut into this lead here in the second half.
And I'll tell you what, both the varsity and JV of United have I guess horde would be the best way to say it. Because, man, they have great numbers, which, of course, is one of the things that West Prairie has been fighting a little bit the last few years, is a numbers issue. And, good to see there's a lot of teams I know around here struggling with some number issues back and forth. And now the Cyclones trying to, build a program here too. I mean, that's one of those things you keep trying to work on and do. And start of the second half, it'll be Paige Kitch, Belle Petty, Jersey Brown, Janie Phelps, and Lindsey Dunn. We'll get the United Red Storm. I would guess there'll be an Anderson. Or that one would assume such. Or multiple Andersons. It is Austin Robinson, joined by Katie Flynn, Brunswick out there as well, and Elena Penn. Kitch will bring it in. It'll be Cyclone basketball to get us started in this second half as Jersey Brown will spin for the baseline, try to get it to Kitch, tipped out of bounds there by Katie Flynn. Now, I didn't ask specifically, but I assume some of these are sisters and or cousins. That would be my guess, the Flynns and the Andersons. Paige Kitch picking up her dribble out top. Petty had to come over and save her. Now Petty drives down the far side, stopped in the corner, comes out for Phelps. She and Kitch kind of bobble it over to Petty, out to Brown. Lobs in the lane. That one's easily stolen away there by Flynn. Flynn's got a 3-on-1 with Phelps back there. Puts it to Brunswick. Shot is up. No good. Rebound snapped up by Lindsey Dunn, who came flying in there at the end. And now off to Brown. 28-6 is the leader, just underway here in this second half of play. As Brown will dribble it down, pick up her dribble. Needs somebody to help her. And lobbed it out. Tried to get it to Dunn. Dunn pulls it up. Brunswick has it. And now stopped it out court, dribbles it off her foot, out of bounds. And actually, are they going to get a timeout? Which one came first?
Looks like they're going to say that Coach Bland called a timeout there to save Lindsey Dunn out of that corner. We'll see who they give possession to out of this.
Kind of the chicken and the egg thing. Which came first, the timeout or the turnover? One of those age-old questions. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. One of our very fine sponsors of TSSR Game Time Live. As Kitch will bring it in bounds. Looking for Brown. Gets it to her. Brown spinning, dribbling. Being bounced by Flynn a little bit. Gives it out to Petty. Petty drives down the far side. Looking for tried to get it into Dunn as it tipped away. Fires it out top. Bounces to Brown. Brown dribbles in, puts shot up, no good. I think it was tipped. Penn pulls out the rebound, and here come the Red Storm with 5:40 clock moving in the third quarter. 28-6 the lead. They bring it on the outside. Shot on the way, no good. Brunswick the rebound. She'll put it up and be fouled by Kitch. Brunswick will step up to the free throw line. So Kitch will pick up the team's first foul in this second half as Brunswick stands at the free throw line, misses it. And then we'll have the line shift again as Rosie Flynn will come in, also joined by, looks like Addison Gillen, also Cameron Anderson. Brunswick for number 2, it is good. And she will step out. 29-6 lead here now. Brunswick will come out as well. Coming in is Ava Anderson. Inbounds to Brown. Brown back to Kitch. Kitch nearly lost it, got it back, fires it out to Brown. Brown dribbling, picks up her dribble, up to try to get it to Dunn. That one is stolen away by Austin. In the corner, stolen back by Dunn. Fired it through the hands of Brown. Phelps picks it up and fired it as she was falling down. Rosie Flynn with it, puts it up. And Lindsey Dunn with the block. Now we got a jump ball. Possession arrow goes over to United. And John, really, West Prairie, they kind of did the same thing they did in the first half. They got to relax on this pressure.
Yeah, and United has done a great job playing the passing lanes tonight. They've been able to get their hands on a lot of balls, tipping it out of the players' hands, getting these steals here. As we're going to see a quick pop-out corner 3. It's going to be hard off the back iron. It's like Janie Phillips running the fast break, pass up to Jersey Brown, and that'll be good for 2.
Good job by Phelps and Brown to get out on that, 29-8. Lead down, back will come Cameron Anderson. Now working out and nearly poked away by Brown. Ava Anderson recovers it. And on the sideline, Cameron Anderson drops it. It was tipped, actually it is West Prairie basketball. Inbounds to Brown. To the corner. And Brown loops it up, throws it away as Rosie Flynn will pick it off. Kicks it out there for Alexa Anderson. Shot's good. 31-8. Kitch looking to bring it inbounds to Dunn. And now Dunn looking it up to Petty. Went through her hands and out of bounds. Scooped up there and stolen by Cameron Anderson. They'll push it up the other way. Rosie Flynn working it in the corner. Dribbling down with it is Alexa Anderson. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound fought for. Tipped away. And then brought back out top to Cameron Anderson. Anderson down the near sideline. Kicks it up. Brings on the outside. They'll bounce it in the lane in a horde cyclone. Janie Phelps able to rip that away. Now Jersey Brown one-on-one. Dribbles it up. Shoots. Can't get it to go. Rebound snapped up by Cameron Anderson. Again, if I say Anderson, it's probably about halfway to being right. Shot in the corner. Putting it on the way was Alexa Anderson. Kitch the rebound. Bounces to Phelps. Phelps will give a look. One hands it out to Belle Petty. Puts it up, gets it blocked, and the rebound coming back out of there by Cameron Anderson. She'll loop it up in the lane to Addison Gillen, who puts it up and puts it in. 33-8 lead. The Red Storm inbounds to Dunn. Dunn on the sideline, triple team, picks it up. Somebody got to be open, tried to get it to Phelps, could not. And now Brown steals it back. Brown for Phelps, tried to one-hand push pass it to Petty, puts it up in the lane, and she's fouled. And I see someone needs to learn a two-hand pass. Sorry, when it's my kid, I can say things like that. Fouls on Cameron Anderson. We'll have a mass timeout. 2:44 left to go here in this third quarter play. It is 33-8. The lead for the United Red Storm right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit, and all the providers and staff are putting the patient first.
Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year, or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. This West Prairie game stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Just some of the very fine sponsors of TSSR Game Time Live, here presented by MDH, here on the Hewlett Public Pro YouTube channel. And again, glad to have you alongside here. 33-8 is the score as we come back from the mask break, and it'll be Bell Petty at the free throw line. Petty, couple of dribbles, puts it on the way. First one's good. Makes it 33-9. Second one, no good, and the rebound tipped around. Pulled down there by Ava Anderson. Off in the hands of Addison Gillen. They'll work it down all the way down in the corner. It was Cameron Anderson thinking about it. Now swinging it up top on the outside for Alexa Anderson. Up top, they'll work it for Ava. Now back for Cameron. Three on the way, no good. And Paige Kitch, nice job snapping the rebound up. Brings over to Dunn. Dunn has their pass skipped off to have a hand and stolen away by Gillen. They'll lob it in the lane, and putting it up is Rosie Flynn, who'll be fouled. So we have the law firm out there, Anderson, Flynn, and Gillen.
A lot of Andersons to keep track of.
It has been. And the free throw is good. The Red Storm go up 34-9. Bell Petty will check out. And a couple substitutions. Rylan Toops will come in. And also coming back in, Emmerich Houston. So we are down in Anderson. We are not at full Anderson capacity, as the second one's good as well. 34-9. Inbounds, Kitch fires it, and directly into the hands of Rosie Flynn. Come back out of there, they'll work it up top. Kick it over in the corner, hanging on to it is Ava Anderson in the paint, and fight for it on the floor. Tie up, possession arrow, we'll say West Prairie. Phelps was the first one to knock it away. $35-9, a minute 45 left to go in the third quarter. Jersey Brown will walk it up. Brown, wait to come over the timeline. Dribbles down toward the far side, comes over to Kitch. Kitch will pop up the quick three, no good, and the rebound pulled down there by Rylan Toops. Toops looking up the court for Rosie Flynn. Now one of the Andersons, that one tipped away. It was Alexa to Ava, and she nearly got it back. Ava with it, shot on the way, no good. Kitch the rebound, snaps it up, and Brown able to get it. As we've got a foul in there, reaching in was Ava Anderson. Back will come Kitch. They will trigger it in here, 35-9, minute 6 left to go in this third quarter. Brown walks it up now. She'll come over the near side of the court. Now go back to the far side. Looking to wind it down. Try to get it, gets it to Dunn. Back to Brown. Brown puts up shot, won't go. Rebound snapped up there by Ava Anderson. Ava to Alexa. And she'll dribble off the court. Nobody picked her up. Dribbles in, kick out to Ava. Fakes, shoot shot off the side of the backboard. Rebound tipped and pulled down by Alexa. Over to Rosie Flynn. She'll cross court it, whipping it over there for Emmerich Houston. Up top, bounce in the lane now. Shot on the way. High arcing shot to Toops. Rebound pulled down by United. 20 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Shot on the way by Houston. No good. Rebound. Nice job. Madison Richmond had to pull it away, and she'll be fouled as Ava Anderson will commit the personal foul. The Cyclone basketball. Lindsey Powell will check in, and Jersey Brown will go out for West Prairie. Powell to Kitch, and Paige Kitch will bring it up. High 1-4 set once again. Dribbling down to the far side. Kitch looking to go to the basket. Loops it over to Powell. Powell kind of one-legged it out of there. Got it, and Houston's got the ball. And that's going to end the third quarter play. It is 35-9 in favor of the United Red Storm, and that sends us over to the fourth quarter. We'll be back in just a moment right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back here as we are here on TSSR Game Time Live. And again, glad you're alongside for action here, as will be several home games. We get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. As tonight, been a little bit of a struggle for the Cyclones in spots here tonight. Just kind of one of those, and it's really that pressure that's bothering everything, John. That's really what's kind of set them off this whole time, is that pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw United was in that man-to-man press for a majority of the game. They finally decided to come out of that here towards the end of the third quarter. I will say West Prairie did a much better job rebounding the ball in that quarter, I thought. It wasn't able to translate to any more points for them, but definitely made some improvements, some strides there, and we'll see if they can continue to keep making improvements as this game goes on.
And we've had fluctuating viewership. Glad we've got all of you that are watching us here tonight. We'll get the lineup for a minute. Rosie Flynn, and now Ava Anderson, Alexa Anderson over to Emmerich Houston, and also in the lane Taylor Anderson, because we now are at 3/5 Anderson capacity. Houston with it, bouncing to Ava Anderson. Madison Richmond doing a good job taking it away. As it's Madison Richmond, Lindsey Powell, Janie Phelps, also Lindsey Dunn, and Paige Kitch. Kitch will trigger it inbounds for Dunn. Back over to Kitch, and she'll walk it up here. 35-9 is the lead for United. As Kitch come down looking for Dunn, going to the post. Didn't find her, find Phelps. She'll bounce down to Powell, back to Phelps, over to Kitch. And they'll work a little offense here. Kitch bringing it out wide now on Toops. Dribbles down, far side. Wanted to come to Phelps, now comes to Powell. Powell to Phelps, she'll look at Richmond. Nope, lobs it to Dunn. Dunn over to Powell. And work around a little bit. A little patient offense here. You don't see that often from West Prairie, but they are doing it here tonight. And all the way out top to Phelps, swinging it over to Kitch. And wheeling back out top, bouncing to Dunn. Dunn for Kitch. She'll put up the 15-footer, won't go. And the rebound, Madison Richmond able to snap that one up. Phelps saves it on the sideline, back out to Dunn. And now threw it between Powell and Richmond, and neither one was able to gather it in. 5:43 left to go here in this ball game. 35-9 lead for the Red Storm. Ava and Alexa Anderson working it up here. Firing over to Houston. She'll put up the three. It is good. Three-pointer drops in and makes it 38-9. As Kitch will bring it back the other way. Kitch. Let's come near side now. Holds it out here. They set a screen for Dunn. Lob it to her in the post. Tipped. She was able to grab it back. Lindsey Dunn working. Bounces out to Phelps. Phelps toward the lane. Lays it up. Gets it to go. Hey, you got to be a little extra excited. That one's mine that put it in. So a nice drive to the lane there. 38-11. Out top with it. Ava Anderson, three on the way. Banks not good. And they make it. And I got so excited I put this wrong score up. How's that? 38-11 lead here. Kitch with it to Dunn. Dunn on the near or far side of the free throw lane. Got it down to Powell. Her shot no good. And that's Alexa Anderson that scoops it up. Off to Houston. Houston dribbling up. Lobs it quickly up. Ava Anderson holds. On the near side, swinging it over. And Alexa Anderson will put on the way. Believe her feet touch the line. Bouncing out, and is Rosie Flynn with it. Back to Alexa Anderson. She'll dribble toward the lane. To Ava, who will fake, go up, shot, no good, and the rebound, Kitch down with it. Paige Kitch will bring it up here, 38-11 lead with 4 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Kitch calling out the play to Dunn. Dunn back to Kitch. Kitch driving in, shoots shot, won't get it to go. Rebound fought for. And out of bounds it goes over to United. Rylan Toops, actually, I'm sorry, that was Taylor Anderson in there. Rylan Toops will come in. And we're going to have a timeout called by Grant Bland. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit. And all the providers and staff are putting the patient first.
Back here is Coach Grant Bland talking to his charges here. And John, really, you know, obviously winning the game is probably not going to happen. But what you need to do is positives. You want to keep building and get positives in from the end of the game, or from now until the end of the game.
Yeah, and one thing that I actually really liked from the Cyclones coming into this quarter was that first possession where they worked the ball around for a solid. They worked the ball around for a solid, I'd say probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes. They weren't able to get any points out of it, but they got a nice look at the basket. And I mean, that's just something you have to do, just play at a slower pace, and because we've seen this team kind of run it up here.
And they work it out in the corner to Cameron Anderson, Ava and Alexa Anderson out there as well. That's Ava in the corner, shot no good, rebound to the corner, and pulled down out there by Emmerich Houston. Back to Houston, she'll pop up the three, no good. Richmond had the rebound, but lost it off her fingers and out of bounds. Now coming in, Addison Gillen, replacing Alexa Anderson. Ready to trigger, they bounce it in. Nice job there, but shot missed. Cyclones working around, and then fouling from behind was Rylan Toops. That is the fourth team foul on West Prairie. Bell Petty in there now for the Cyclones, placing Lindsey Dunn. Kitch brings it on the way, lobs into Phelps. Phelps holds on and threw it off the foot of Kitch. Got it back out to her. Paige Kitch holding on, back to Phelps. Phelps bounces to Petty. Petty puts up the three, missed it, and a rebound bobbled around. Finally pulling it down there is Addison Gillen. Gillen running up the court over to Houston. Houston pulls it out to Gillen. Now working out top to Cameron Anderson. She'll fake, back over to Houston. Houston to Alexa Anderson. She worked to 2:45 left to go in the game. On the corner, Cameron Anderson. Three is on the way and good. Able to put the three down in the corner, so makes it a 41-11 lead here for the United Red Storm. And a 30-second timeout called here by Grant Bland as he sends the varsity on the way. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't been around for our broadcast, what will happen here is we'll step aside for a few moments. We'll stop this stream, and then we'll pick up the stream in just a little bit, as we'll do that here coming up and have the varsity contest. That'll be a pretty good contest from what was described to me. United doesn't have a lot of size, but which West Prairie doesn't either, John.
Yep, one thing that West Prairie has always battled with is trying to match up with some of these post players that have a couple inches on you. So should be an interesting matchup. We'll see who can come away with that one.
And of course, well, like I said, we'll stop the stream. We'll duck away for a few moments, and then we'll come back in and do that. And a little remiss, we'll talk more about it when we get in the pregame, and then at halftime talk about what the schedule of upcoming games is. I know the young gentlemen, 7th and 8th graders, have tomorrow night and Wednesday night. Both of those will be at home. That'll be at the South Elementary. I know the big fellas will play tomorrow night right here. And TSSR Game Time Live will have that one. Petty will bring it inbounds here, as it'll be Cyclone basketball. Bell Petty triggers into Kitch. Walk it up here, 2:25 left to go in the ball game. As Kitch across time, and then 1-4 set, lob into Phelps. She'll hold, bounce it back to Kitch. Kitch turns, back to Phelps. We'll give a look and bounce it over to Bell Petty. Petty had a little trouble getting a hold of it. And Paige Kitch will trigger it inbounds. Kitch needs some help. And now gets it at half court. Nearly lost it, and a jump ball. Possession arrow goes over to United. And now I say, I wondered why United was popping up the threes. Now I see what they were up to, trying to get that running clock here going. I won't say whether I agree with that strategy or not. Cameron Anderson dribbles it to Ava Anderson, going to the baseline, bouncing in the lane. Houston cut off, kicks it out top. And shot on the way, no good. Rebound tipped. A couple Cyclones tipped it away from each other. And the Red Storm recover it there. Cameron Anderson dribbling around, bouncing in the lane, shot on the way. And that one, Addison Gillen shooting on the way. Phelps will pick up the personal foul. But go ahead, John.
I was going to say, this United team has really just done a good job working the ball around in this zone, able to get the ball swinging, spacing out with this West Prairie team, finding the players inside, and it's resulted in a lot of points here. As we see, the first free throw is up and no good.
And checking back in, Taylor Anderson. She'll replace Ava Anderson, rather. Exchanging of the Andersons. Second one no good as well. Rebound tipped around. Richmond able to gather it up and has it stolen away. The fight for it, jump ball, possession error, will give it over to West Prairie. Inbounds to Kitch, and Paige Kitch will walk out up here, 41-11 the score. As Kitch looking to come over the timeline, lobs it to Phelps, hands it back to Kitch, and over to Petty. Petty putting it on the way, shot no good, and back they'll come. 16 seconds left to go here in the contest. So they dribble up over the baseline. Richmond needed a little help. Nobody came and helped her. And the Red Storm put another one in. Again at 43-11. And that's going to wrap up this game. 43-11 is going to be the final score as West Prairie falling to the United Red Storm here in this JV contest. And, of course, that'll reset us for the varsity contest. That'll be coming your way in just a little bit. So we're going to step aside. And the way we do it, folks, if you have not watched with us before, if for those of you maybe in the United fan section, we'll step aside. We'll switch streams, and there'll be another stream. It'll be the varsity contest, and we'll be bringing that to you coming up in just a little bit. For John Burton, I'm Greg Phelps saying so long. Be back in just a few moments.